Hey everybody, how you doing? I am beyond excited to be the host for this long time discussed conversation that was initiated with me by my friend Kanitha Maturi. By the way, at the at the purging and prodding of Ananda Hall here, yeah, Neil. So Ananda, I gotta say it again. I said it off camera. I'll say on camera, brother. Thank you, thank you for bringing us the legendary Justin Katz. That's the best way I can describe it because look, everybody I know has been the Burning Man except me. I'm serious. I'm serious. What does that say about me? A lot of things. Okay. I could tell you. I mean, every time I turn around, I talk to somebody. Oh, by the way, yeah, Bernie. Oh, yeah, my friends will. Oh, and then I'm going. And then this happened to me like 14 years ago. I said, I was like, all right, I'm going. Let's go. Let's go. And the people I wanted to go, so we have our group. And what this got to, I'll just be candid because I'm at that place. I mean, I'm 63, so it's kind of like, I'm Zenny 62 for a long time. That was the year I was born. But this gives me the license to basically just tell it like it is. And I think sometimes there's a whole conversation to be had about friendship structure and breed. Like, oh, black folks don't go on Burning Man, that sort of thing. Whereas I have a lot of friends who are white. And not only that, they went to Berkeley and most of them, frankly speaking, are Jewish. My last name's Abraham. That goes back to when I was little. Uh, it is commanded a way that I think that started when I was 8. No, excuse me, 6 in Chicago. And it's a kind of story that I think is true for a lot of folks who look like me that hasn't been talked about, but is the story that would lead to how could you have a life where you're the only guy that of all your friends who didn't go to Burning Man, right? But it's there. And in this instance, it's also the kind of friends you have. Some of the friends I have are more acquaintances than friends. And so what happened was just kind of like, uh, I didn't want to go by myself, so I said, just go and just go. But the idea, look, for me, going is what my mom and I did from 71 to 79. We went to Hawaii every year because mom worked a few nights. I've traveled on United for free since I was 6 years old. Okay. You want to come be spoiled or whatever? Fine, I will say, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's my life. Burning Man is a whole different ball of wax. And I couldn't see going by myself. I wanted to go with people that I knew. I want to do it that way. When that didn't come together, that didn't happen. And then I think the very next year, Libby, Oakland mayor, was now our 50th mayor, but someone I've known since 90, off went, and I thought, wow, I really feel like a total outlier, dude. So, because you are, but, and then and then to put an exclamation point on what I'm saying, a lot of major developments in the startup world, and if anyone living is in the Bay Area knows what I'm talking about, you don't have a feel for what the startup world is like until you live in the Bay Area and you're walking across the street and someone's talking about, well, I had this basic problem with my server, and this is like when people didn't have servers, and you're walking across the street, you say, yeah, I've been there. Oh, and then by the way, my HT access code, and right? Okay, so that, or if it's funding or anything else, these things that you don't know how odd it is to grow in the Bay Area until you've been someplace else for a while, and you say, I don't hear these conversations. And a lot of these conversations were had and created at Burning Man. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, Justin?
No, I think there's a lot of code development in the kind of culture of experimentation and innovation. So yeah, I think a lot of that has grown up together in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And
And
pretty globally.
when I first realized that was what was going on, I feel like the biggest idiot in the world. So I'm delighted you all are here. And from here, Kanitha, can you pick up the conversation from your end? Because I don't want to take it off to my flight of fancy. I want to be a passenger on yours. So
Oh, yes. Well, this has been a very exciting journey for me. Talking about that, I am a little bit sorry about this. My computer is about to die, so I'm like, oh, I need to connect some power. So I'm switching to my cell phone as we speak. But this has been kind of a dream for me. Being in the restaurant industry, I know a lot of people are going to Burning Man, and come September time, it's really hard to find staff. And I've been very curious in terms of what is Burning Man, and I think it's been quite an honor to be part of this journey. Would never thought that I would be working so closely to making Burning Man happen in Oakland, and I think that Burning Man always something that's San Francisco, and I think that having someone like Justin and Ananda and a handful of other people that really pulling this through, and it's happening in Oakland is a blessing. And our city need Justin, you can help me with this, like something close to home for the artists, and which is a lot of them reside here. And Oakland is a very special place, and it deserves a highlight. And it's sadly to say it's not being as celebrated. And I was hoping that Oakland City, especially the some of the official, would roll the carpet for Burning Man community to kind of come and celebrate. But we did have some initiative with the fire department last meeting saying like, hey, hopefully this is success, and maybe we do it at the Coliseum. And that was kind of inspiring for. And I think that you said it early. It's like Burning Man is not what a lot of people think it is, and it's still very confusing. And that's why I'm very excited to have Justin here to kind of explain a little bit more about what it is Burning Man and why people should come. And Ananda, who's been kind of like a lifetime burner and who introduced me to Burning Man with a handful of my dear good friend. And I think that is very important to share that with the community. So I'll let those two take it, and I'll be right back.
All right, Justin.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different threads, I think, even in just what has been said. A lot of places we could pick things up. First of all, the fact that you haven't been yet. They always say, I think next year is supposed to be the best one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard that. Yeah.
But the fact that we're able to bring this event, which is Burning Man Decompression, it's an event that was started in the late 90s as something like a place for people to get together after their experience at Burning Man and kind of reconnect and have like a not just an after party, but like what was this thing we all just went through? What happened? And we come back together and relive it and re-celebrate like the things that have happened. And it's an opportunity to thank people who have created Burning Man event out in the Nevada desert. It means a lot of things to a lot of different people. So bringing decompression here is in part really meaningful because even though Burning Man started in San Francisco and has a long tradition of being in San Francisco, so much of the community over the last couple decades have moved and are making art and are part of the community and cultural fabric of Oakland. I mean, this is where people are. This is where there have been big art spaces. This is where there have been maker spaces. This is where people are experimenting. They're in creative living communities as artists and as innovators, kind of like you were talking about. So it's been a long time coming, and it feels kind of like a really interesting, challenging, and natural step to take and bring it to a place like the Loom, which is so culturally aligned with what I think Burning Man is really all about. I mean, it's not really any one component. It's not just the art or just the DJs or just the camp or whatever. It's, underneath it all, it's the way that we choose to be together and work together and play together and celebrate together. And that's also what the Loom is cultivating as this cultural hub. So it just feels good in like so many different ways to be able to bring these experiences and these kind of ambitions together. So So maybe I'll
Yeah,
just stick with that, and
I have to apologize for something too, because in our initial conversation, when Kanitha was talking to me, I was listening to her, and I was just literally spitballing a topic, you know, titled, and it came out with Burning Man Project nonprofit super produced says Oakland attendee restaurateur Kanitha, but right, Yaffa, and I left it there and she goes, okay, we'll go with that. And so now obviously it's a little bit different. So what I'll do is I'll make another video talking more about that, within this, because this spun into this whole really far more exciting way. Not that that title wasn't exciting to begin with, but just to put things in and give that a bow. Kanitha, can you explain what you meant by super confused, and so we can get that out of the way? Because I have my spider sense, what's left of it, is telling you that there may be some sort of connection between that super confusion, decompression, and where Justin may want to take this and over.
You mean you want me to clarify what is confusing for what's the difference between Burning Man and the decompression itself? Or
I have no idea what you were thinking. So, okay. So you're asking me now to interpret. I'm like, huh? So but yeah, just what were you mean? What did you mean when you were thinking of that? Because I was being your friend. I was just kind of like literally putting things out there, thinking, oh, it's what she wants to do, right? So
yeah. Well, I want to introduce people that being someone who ran a restaurant that really celebrating live music and comedy shows, and always have some kind of art opening. I'm a big fan of art, and I think that art is what make worth living and make us alive. And I think that Burning Man, there's a concept of like people think what it is. It's like a big drug and parties and like naked people. There is that, just like any big city. And what's amazing about this culture is that it's like so many people come together and build a city for 1 week, and with bringing everything in and bring everything out would leave no trade, and everyone is super creative. And there is artists that build stuff that only your imagination is your limitation. And I meet so many talented people, from architect to engineer, that built amazing structure that in real life that you're not really allowed to do so, because there's so many. We live in a society that we have come up with a lot of rule and regulation that really hinder and make our lives really difficult to live and very expensive. So I'm a big fan of the Burning Man culture and how everything is. And I just, it was kind of a dream to kind of bring this forward and really introduce more people, especially the people who are not really used to it. And it's been a very interesting conversation for me, but a lot of politicians just said, I'm going to need your assistance to making this happen. And they're like, okay, Kanitha, what are you trying to do now? And I said, well, we're going to have this big festival. We're going to need to close down the street. We need you to come and enjoy it and celebrate and really experience it for yourself. So I want to say, like, the decom is kind of like the mini version. It's almost, the percentage is going to be so small, because I've been to Burning Man 3 times, and I still have a hard time describing what it is. And I think that Justin said it beautifully. It's a culture experience. And it's an experience that I think everybody should have at least once in their life. And so I'm super excited that it's here in Oakland for the very first time. And I'm so grateful that I have this privilege to work with the Burning Man community and the people, and just meet countless of amazing people so far in this journey. And I would never imagine in my entire life. So it's been a very blessing journey. And thank you to Ananda and a handful of friends that said, I was married for 20 years. I think I shared this with you. And I think we started talking about this in my first election, or my second election. And I said, I was married for 20 years, and I was always curious about Burning Man. And my ex-husband said, well, if you go, we're getting a divorce, because, there's going to be a lot of drug and a lot of sex with random people. And I just kind of laughed. I said, well, you could do that here. You don't need to go to the desert for that. So when we separated in 2020, for 2022, I went to Burning Man for the very first time. And it was an amazing experience. Yeah. At 23, I went to hang my dad picture in the Temple Flower because I thought he would be someone who really would thrive in the Burning Man community. He's an architect by trade. He loves flowers, and he loves women. He wants to marry as many women as he can come across. But of course, in the real society, that's not celebrated. So I went 23 for that. And then, I was very blessed to win again on the 24 was election. And 25, I said, I have to go and experience it one more time. And we have to bring it home for Oakland. And, it's been an amazing journey. And we couldn't do it without Ananda, the Loom, and Justin is now we're doing amazing all this different thing.
And Ananda, would you like to chime in here? You've been patient.
Oh, Zenny, thank you for the opportunity to appear on your show. I've watched so many episodes. I am just a fan for you as a journalist, reporter on.
I'm not a journalist.
Topics that you cover, and and for you to be talking about arts and culture in Oakland, to me, is very meaningful. A little background on that.
Hey, can I say one thing though? I just don't want. Yeah. I didn't mean to. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
But by training, I'm not a journalist, and I the reason why I push that is that I am a blogger. I'm Oakland's first blogger, and blogging is a child of the internet. There's a whole technical history there that I'm also Oakland's first news blogger. And I was, I don't know, Justin, you may remember there was on Yahoo, there was a video blogging conference or network. And I was on that going with Mark Canner, a lot of people that I only met there and later met in life. There's a whole history that saying I'm a journalist just erases that I was actually a part of, but actually if you put my name in Google, it says that my history spans the history of Web 2.0. And so that's why I say that. I thank you for saying that because you're talking about my desire to get things right. That's right. And I love your support. Thank you for that so much. I just want to, I get that because, I get it from both sides. Like, hey, you're not a journalist. Hey, you're not a this. And I'm saying, okay, I'm a blogger, dang it. So,
well, yeah, thank you for the correction. As a blogger, I got to say you're better at journalism than most journalists. But but again, I think for you to continue to bring so many diverse issues for Oakland constantly to the table for open discussion, I think that's really important. And I think that symbolizes something really relevant to me about Burning Man and the conversation with Oakland. I first came back to Oakland about 11 years ago, moved over from San Francisco, but my first home was here in the East Bay in Berkeley in 1982. I was born up in Santa Rosa. I was very lucky to grow up in another significant cultural arts festival. It's called the Oregon Country Fair. It's not a state fair, but it is essentially where the Magic Bus stopped from the 60s.
Right.
So much like Burning Man and other things, I think for those who haven't been and experienced the arts and cultural richness, there can be a stigma. And I think it's important that we all get a little more informed of some of the significant arts and cultural events like Burning Man that are happening. And now the opportunity has come to Oakland, thanks to Justin and this phenomenal team. By the way, I want to quickly mention, periodically I'll switch off the camera because there is a constant stream of really amazing artists and volunteers that are helping them that are coming through. We're in the production office, and it's just
I kind of like seeing it,
Oh, wow. Hey, can you take your camera and pan around and show us where you're at?
Well, this is just a boring office. It pretty much looks like this, but Justin's
cool. Cool.
Well, just this is one small space. This isn't even part of the event. This is just where the staff are. And so we have like this nice big room where we'll take care of all of our volunteers.
Nice.
I'll go in one, because that's one thing worth mentioning is that this event is pretty much exclusively produced and run by artists, volunteers, community members that are doing it to give each other gifts. This is not something people do to sell things or to be paid to do things. It's people who are motivated and excited and inspired to do things and share experiences and things with each other. Like right now, there's some artists in the corner of the room installing a piece. This room, this full of cool furniture, this is going to be our salon where we're going to have conversations and workshops and speakers during the day and kind of like a chill vibe at night. There's going to be a maker space. There's going to be technology demos, screen printing, woodworking, yarn art, robots, fire art. Yeah, here's some more of our team members coming through.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Justin, you're going to have like a live stream where someone can maybe walk from room to room from wherever they are in the world and sort of, be a part of it, even if they can't be there?
Like during our event?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Well, we certainly have a huge amount of people that are documenting and capturing and photographing and videoing and really like trying to capture the stories, because also a big part of this culture is storytelling and sharing stories.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a dinner table. It's like telling stories is the thing that has brought people together forever. And, that's something that is really meaningful in the Burning Man culture and tradition is like.
And, I should have phrased what I was saying differently, because I should have said, hey, it seemed like this would be a good thing to have for that, right?
Yeah.
I
understand what you meant, but I'm not, we'd have to find a volunteer to walk around with a laptop.
Yeah. Or yes. Hey,
Jenny, how about you?
I haven't. Well, actually, I'm 2,924 miles away, but I can get a number of people, and if anybody has a cell phone, I can put them on Zenny 62 Media like that, right? And I can have up to 50 people on this channel at once.
Wow.
Think about that, right? I'm dying to do that with somebody, okay?
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't take any money or anything, and there is
a cool idea.
You can split the revenue. That's fine, because I might get ads, right? But my point is that we can add 50 people right now, and they can be walking around with their cameras, as the event's going. That would be fucking cool, man. It's just an idea that just sprang out of my head.
No, I like it. It's only a little bit. It's interesting if you would do something like that, because one of the things that Burning Man brings to the conversation are the ideas of these certain principles.
Mm-hmm.
Not rules, just kind of like things to think about that might influence the way that we do things. And one of them is that a lot of people find meaningful is the principle of immediacy. Mm-hmm. And that one is like, be where you are and experience the thing you're experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
So then that makes me think, like, would that bring more immediacy to more people? Would it take you out of the moment? I don't know. That's the kind of thing I like to think about.
Dude, I got to find this. We got to talk, because it reminds me of, because I'm falling in love all over again with what I call the start of vlogging. And I don't know if you know this, but San Francisco had the first West Coast Vlogger Convention in 2006. I was at, it's called VloggerCon. Mm-hmm. And but there was another one in 2005, and I heard the guy's name just flew right out of my head, but he was talking about immediacy, and he used that term, Justin. He was saying about the immediacy of being able to share an idea through a vlog, which at that time was unheard of, right?
Right.
And yet now people do it all the time, but I don't think they're conscious of it. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a little different from, I remember the first publication about Twitter. I was at Twitter's launch party last year. And it was very odd that I got invited. I was at the office of Forio Business Simulations. I partnered with a company. And long story short, we were talking about totally something else, and Michael said, "Oh, by the way, Twitter is having a launch party at Mike." He said, "Who you want to go? Go."
Yeah.
That's how. And I ran into my friend Kathy Brooks, you may know, who's now in Las Vegas, and she introduced me around a bunch of people. So it was great, and that's why I met Evan, and then I met Biz, Stone, right, and all the other folks. So the point I'm making is, someone got arrested in Egypt, and they typed "arrested" on Twitter, and they got out of jail within 24 hours. That's immediacy, right? You know, similarly, somebody might see something at your event through one of our 50 lenses, connect with that person, and that person may get an investor, or something may come, or a whole other idea. You never know where it'll go. But it's cool to have that kind of constant energy. You know what I mean? Hey, how you doing?
I'm pointing out this is my friend Annabelle, who's part of the community events team.
Hi.
And I just wanted to seize the moment as we were talking about immediacy and say, this is one of the community events team superstars, and she has been bringing all of the art projects to Decompression. And we have how many projects?
Over 50.
Oh, let's enlarge her a little bit.
Yeah.
Annabelle, welcome, by the way. Welcome.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, it's such a great space. Everyone's been really excited, especially about the number of art pieces.
And just the diversity and scope of art and artists.
Yeah. And some good Oakland community artists here, which is really nice to represent that.
Is there a website where my viewers can go to and I could type the URL now and say, hey, go here and check out the artists that are going to be there? Is that coming?
Yeah, I can put it in the chat.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just put it right over there. And what's the address of the space, by the way?
I believe it's 1000 22nd
Okay.
Street.
There's the URLs in the chat, and that has the location of our event, which is not exactly where the Loom is, because we have a very ambitious and sprawling site plan that includes all the streets around it, the parking lots and the indoor and outdoor spaces. And it's, the idea is like creating an environment where you can really get lost in the experience and really enjoy discovery, which I think is like such a crucial part of like what the magic is, and
voila, there it is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you're going to turn a corner and not know what you're going to find.
Wow, this is cool. I love it. Burning Man Decompression 2025 Oakland edition.
Yeah, you scroll down a little, you'll get the little Oakland graphic. Here we are.
Date, time,
maybe.
October 18th, 2025. Let me right here. Boom.
So Zenny, the area is Embarcadero Cove, and this is, for folks who know where Quinn's Lighthouse is, the entry to the Coast Guard station. It's the 22nd Avenue exit off of I-880. Literally, the curve of 880 right there is the back wall of the Loom. The Loom is about 250,000 square feet, so it's a sizable site. It is the largest cotton mill built west of the Mississippi, from my understanding. And so there's plenty of parking. Kanitha has done an amazing job working with the Port Authority, City of Oakland, and area property owners to provide enough parking for safe, secure day parking. The weather is going to be 75 degrees. This is an all ages event starting at 2:00. You get a whole day. And just for kids to be able to experience tactile, unbelievable art that is awesome. I think we've already seen children's interactions and responses to art, just like at Burning Man, which actually there's a sizable population of children who are attending.
It sounds like you're on the Enterprise.
One of the cool things I'll just say about what Ananda brought up is that I took a really great art tour at Burning Man a couple years ago, and this woman who's written a really wonderful book about the art of Burning Man, Jennifer Reiser, she said one of the things that really distinguishes Burning Man inspired art from other genres of art in the art world is that it is not complete until somebody is interacting with it. That the person's experience of the art piece completes the art piece. And so it's like everything that people design and bring, and like over 50 pieces of which are going to be at the Loom this weekend, are designed for you to climb and touch and experiment and get in, inside, and sounds and lights and noises and videos. And, that's not something people often get permission to do when they go to look at art. It's usually like, it's don't touch and stand back. And, there's a place for that too, but this is designed for you to be completely in it. And that's great for kids of all ages, big kids like us, little kids.
Well, something I'm going to do is, once this live stream is up, I'm going to download the result of the video, repost it with the title "Talking About Decompression Oakland with Justin Katz." And then that'll, hit home, promote that. That'll happen right after that. Don't worry about that. So we'll have different videos there. So, hey, something occurs to me that we're talking about what Burning Man is, and I feel that even though I have never actually been to Burning Man, I know enough people who talk to me about it since its inception, okay? That the idea that you would go there and have free love and everything, that left the station. It was more, I thought, powerful, the message of Christian. And I'll say it just like that, was that it was different form of economics that wasn't based on money, but was based on what you had to give. You pick up on that, everybody? Justin?
Yes. Zenny, you're cutting in and out a little bit. So
It's a little hard to hear.
Yeah, we couldn't really hear you.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Huh.
now that's much better.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
because I was, okay, let me close this. Maybe it's something here. At any rate, all right, I'll try that again.
Yes.
What was brought to me regarding Burning Man and what made Burning Man work for somebody that went also reminds me of events that were done, which, decompression. But before they had that name, they seemed to be more informal, and it was about, okay, what are we doing there? And let's reconnect because we're still energized from this and we want to keep it going, right? So it seemed like it was more informal. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm saying, talking about what seemed to be on the outside it was evolution. But the bottom line is, and they said, you don't understand. You got to come to this and know what it's like to meet all these rich people and find out what their gifts are. And that's what stays with me to this day, and how it was sort of a mental healing for a lot of people who needed it. And I don't mean that in a bad thing. Today, I think it's a great thing. But pick up on that if you would. Is that still what brings people together? The idea that they can show who they really are rather than who the world sees them as?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm picking up on where you're going, in that, it can be as subtle as describing the people that come to a Burning Man decompression event as participants, not attendees. It's not an audience. This isn't a show. I spent a long time in the concert and festival industry, and like that provides something really meaningful to people, but it is completely different when it is designed for the participants to, like the art I was talking about, all around complete the experience. Like the reason people are bringing things here is to share them with you and for you to experience them. So when people say, well, I don't know what I would do. Like if I go to Burning Man, I don't know what I would do. The same thing might be with decompression. Like, well, I don't know what I would do at a Burning Man event. I'm not a Burning Man person. I'm not a burner. It's like, actually what you do is you show up with a willingness to check things out and to connect with experiences and people and to receive the gifts that people want to give you and to be cool and share what excites you. And then you end up you're like, oh yeah, I guess I am actually already part of this, so you may already be a member, that kind of thing. Like it's really and then when you bring that into an urban environment, there's an extra kind of layer of meaningfulness, I think, because now we're saying, okay, we have this cultural vocabulary, we have this willingness to experiment, we have this kind of whole setup to give gifts. And what does that mean in the middle of Oakland? What does that mean in the city? Like, we're having an Oakland nonprofit mixer at 5 p.m. on Saturday. And we're inviting all these different organizations to come in and meet and connect with each other inside of the context of decompression. So it's like you can kind of keep layering on the opportunities in an environment like this that is designed for people who feel like they belong.
Well said.
Andy, you want to add to that?
Yeah, it's so much about, what Justin is talking about is something that I've learned along the way myself. So I wasn't a burner at one point. And the first time I went, I really, didn't know, but I knew there was going to be art. And I am very passionate about art. Grew up in a theater town in Ashland, Oregon, and grew up studying music, jazz. And so anything that speaks to art, just in that sense, was an intrigue. But when I went out there and I saw the scale, and I think the level of commitment and how non-transactional it was like, this is here for you. And I love the point that Justin referenced, that completion of just simply being a part of it, conversations that start with really interesting people. And for Oakland, I really see that as a great fit. So much of the original Burning Man community was based in San Francisco. In fact, my oldest brother went to the very first year, which was held on Ocean Beach back in, what was that, Justin, 1986, 88? And
86, yeah.
And he had been encouraging me to go. And just the way my work was, I couldn't ever leave on Labor Day weekend. I work in festival management, and there's usually something going on Labor Day weekend. So the first chance I got was in 2006, and I've gone I went 3 years in a row, took 5 years off. Then I went what turned out to be 3 years in a row, and then it turned out to be 5 more years off. And then I went back, and I got to actually be there with Kanitha when she went to the temple and put up her father's picture. And I got to know him a little bit before he passed here in Oakland in 2023, just weeks before Kanitha's trip out there. And he was a person who rode his bike. He this is an amazing human being, one of the founders of human rights in Cambodia, who had just gotten his U.S. citizenship here. And he just loved to interact with people. And it was really easy to be in that sacred space, this temple space that is really meticulous in its build. It's very solemn in its presence and the folks in the room. So it's really meaningful just seeing Kanitha being able to, I honor her father for something that she said he would love. And I think there's a connection point there that I felt very strongly that at that time that needed to happen in Oakland. And with so many of the artists being kind of priced out of San Francisco, as Justin has shared with me before, and hence have moved to Oakland, well, it certainly made sense that we could celebrate those artists right here in their own community. And so finally, that has come to fruition. And I think that's just really a great addition to what we do in Oakland. I've been with the Oakland Pride Festival. I've been with, Oakland Roots. I had the pleasure of helping manage Taste of Oakland Festival in Jacqueline Square in 2018 for the dear friend Dwayne Wiggins, bless that man.
Yes.
There are so many great ones here in Oakland, but this is really it's like the relationship between the art and the person completes the art. I feel like this particular event completes the community event and festival, book, if you will, for Oakland. So I think it's an exciting addition. Very, very proud to be a part of it.
Is this something that you'll also do next year and the year after that annually? What's the thought going forward on this?
Well, I mean, given how much we've all put into this and how hard we worked together to create this operating plan and bring in all of the projects and the art and the volunteers and the people and the permits and the lots and the this and that, I hope we get to do it again.
Yeah.
So it is the kind of event that will keep happening, and I think that this is the right way to do it. And so, we will have learned a lot by the end of the weekend, and we'll grow from it. And it would be wonderful to be year one of who knows how many.
Have you reached out to any elected officials just help to get the ball rolling from their end in terms of attendees and that sort of thing? Or
Well, yeah, I'm emailing everyone for months. But you and I talk about this, and you're very knowledgeable about the city of Oakland and deep-rooted history of this place more than myself. And I've been learning a lot from you also. But yeah, it's been. I think the state of Oakland right now, everyone is very confused in terms of like what's going on, and there's just been a lot going on. Hey, we never have a mayor being indicted. This is and then we have a new mayor, and she just got in there, and there's a lot of new people on the seat. So I think it's kind of an interesting time for Oakland, and more than ever, I think that Oakland needs this. I lost the election twice, but I felt very grateful, and I feel like I'm winning through this, which is my third platform. Of course, my first and second is still a struggle, which is clean and safe street and safe small business, which is a battle. But connecting community, building a healthy connection and save the art, and this would be the fabric of what Oakland is. And I think that here we're all winning, and I want to have as many people come out and experience this for themselves, because this is amazing, and Burning Man have done an amazing job. And we're talking about we're all a social creature, and we need to really build, because as the internet and all the medias are now making us become more disconnected than ever, we need to come together and connect and experience one another. Yes. On Saturday.
And then, do you want to say something?
Zenny, and this is exactly why we asked Kanitha for her help with the Loom. This is an ambitious project, both for Justin and his really expansive community to come here. We've had challenges, with safety in this city with events, and when we really looked at the opportunity here, we saw that there would just be a long conversation, and we'd have to cross a lot of T's and dot a lot of I's. And Kanitha has great experience, I think, both administratively working with the city as a 20-year small business operator, multiple business operator, having run in 2 campaigns for herself in 13 months, just building the relationships that I saw that Kanitha built. But the communication with the city, it's arduous, but it's important. And I really want to throw a shout out the special events department, Kat Torrio, the fire department's been amazing. The support, the thoroughness of their work. We've learned a lot by working very closely with them, with the police department. It's just it's really an amazing team. I think some of us give our leadership a bad rap. In some cases, maybe it's deserved, but there are really some great people who really do care. And to the earlier point that was made, that we've been through so many meetings, right? Justin's right. This has been, gosh, what is this? At least 6 months of active work, and I think the original dream's been even longer. But just in the last month, the number of meetings and the thoroughness at looking at all of the safety issues and the impact to the community, I have a lot of respect for that now. And I really appreciate that we've had Kanitha to really help just guide us through all of that. And that really is what community showing up for the partnership with Burning Man as they're coming into Oakland from San Francisco.
Thank you. Well, we couldn't do it without a team. So thank you, everyone.
Hey, something occurs to me that I mentioned earlier on, that Libby Schaff was a burner and went for several years. She later became mayor. I think what happens is that the reason that people may believe, well, okay, this elected official, because they're elected official in this straight-laced environment, by that nature is going to have nothing to do with something that can be described from a perspective. Sort of making up the rules as you go along is part of the rule. But the reality is that the majority of those elected officials at some point in the Bay Area and Oakland have been party. So it's better to approach them and just let them know what you're doing. And I'll bet you credits Navy Beans to steal a line from Star Trek that you're going to get the majority of them that say, yeah, I'm interested because and then they're going to give you stories. And they'll come from people you didn't expect it to come from. And that's how much a part of the Bay Area culture is.
Yeah, I want to just say one more thing, and then I got to hit the road to be ready for a very long day tomorrow. But I just want to also give a shout out to the fact that, as a lifelong East Bay kid, born in Oakland, a lot of my production experience came in the early days from working on Oakland events, working on Art and Soul and Oakland World Music and Jazz Festival, Oaktown workshops, Sweets Ballroom. Like, all of that stuff was really a big part of me learning what it was like to work with the community. And now to be able, kind of like in the long game, to bring the burner community experience back into like a place that has been so formative is really an honor. And I just like really want to appreciate my team and, for like trusting us to come in like a 5,000 pound bull in a china shop, but with, hopefully good manners and put something together that I think is going to be really awesome. So I just wanted to say thank you, and thank you, Zanny, for having us.
Oh, you're very welcome. Hey, I'm honored that you all.
I got to get my team going and hit the road.
Oh, hey, Tim, before you leave, I want you to see this, just so you know that when out here, these guys are pushing this as I'm talking to the heads and all that sort of thing. But where is it? Right here. Yeah, and oops, not what? Cheers. And it should come up. Yeah, there it is. Ta-da! Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. So you get on Twitter and or I've got a bunch of accounts. I'll just start retweeting it and resending. Actually, I think it's on. Yeah, if it's gone, it's going to be on automatically put out to my other accounts too, as it's been already. But yeah, and people can find out and note the title. So again, this will be reissued as a video with that title. Okay. I'm honored to have you. I want to have you back. You gotta come
back.
Thank
you, Zen.
Yeah, thank you, Zenny, and thank you, Justin. Thank you, Ananda. Thank you for everything. It's been amazing.
Let's go do this.
Yeah.
Back to work.
Saturday.
See you, Zenny. Be well. Talk to you soon.
I'll see you guys later.
All right.
Yeah,
thanks.
thank you, Zenny. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. You got it. Okay, see ya.
Bye. I'll send you a picture.
Okay, you got it. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
We will.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. And people come in and come out and everything. And I want to thank Kanitha for doing this and bringing it to Zenny62 Media. And I'm quite excited for this Saturday, right?
Yeah. Well, thank you for helping me close my campaign. The two, bringing the third platform together and building human connection. It's something is so dear to me. Spending, many years in the food industry and still in it. Howden Market is still there, and we're here to serve with and nurture everyone. And I hope everyone come this Saturday because it's going to be amazing. 50 installation on the street. Children are free, and it's going to be a lot of talk and a lot of experience. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, maybe I should contact Libby to tell her to come. First time in Oakland.
I'll text you. I'm going to text her right now.
Yes, tell her that Kanitha said Decompression is in Oakland for the very first time. We're beating San Francisco.
I will definitely tell her
yes,
that.
I will tell her. Tell her, email me, text me, and yeah. Definitely. Oh my God, I wish you were here. I would have dragged you out.
Oh, you would have to drag me. at all. But
Like, come on, Cindy, let's go.
yeah. Not that I would refuse you.
Yeah, that would be so much fun. Well, thank you
would
so
be.
much. I'm gonna wrap up here myself. It's gonna be a long couple of days.
Yeah, get some rest.
Yes. I think my work kind of done with all the permit compliance, but yeah. But it's amazing. There's still so many people here working in various different things all over the site. It's like hundreds of people. You only see the inside, but it's dark outside. People working in the dark and installing like artwork everything.
Hey, could you make some short, like 30-second videos and send them to me, like 4 of them?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I will. It's amazing. It's almost like they're building a museum, an interactive museum.
Yeah, get them to me this evening, if at all possible. Just text them to me. That'd be fantastic. 30 seconds, or, you can talk in them if you want. In fact, that's great. 30-second blog. Say, hey, here's this, and here's this person doing that. That'd be great. I can put them out separately and put them together. You know what I mean? So,
hey, awesome. Yeah, well, let's bring it home for Oakland. Let's drum some excitement. Maybe you can email all the political official because they haven't answered any of my email. I think the only person who answered my email was like Carol Fife and said, "Oh, I have an obligation." That's it. But maybe the inbox is full.
Too funny. Go, Carol, go. Go, Carol. Check it out. Hey, if you're watching, hey, Libby, you get my text. You know this young lady. She wants you to come to her event.
Yes, come to celebrate. I know you.
Yeah.
You know you love. Didn't Libby write that snail card or something that shoot out fire? Remember?
Yes. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you, my friend.
You got it.
Talk soon.
You got it. Okay, see ya. Thanks, everybody.